Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back to Shravanam Diaries podcast. I'm your host Sulalita Devidasi and we're continuing to read Teachings of Lord Caitanya by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Starting chapter 31, The Supreme Perfection. Whatever position one may have, if he is fully conversant with the science of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, he can become a bona fide spiritual master, an initiator, or a teacher of the science. In other words, one can become a bona fide spiritual master if he has sufficient knowledge of the science of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Becoming such a spiritual master does not depend on a particular position in society or on birth. This is the conclusion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is in accordance with the Vedic injunctions. On the strength of this conclusion, Lord Caitanya, previously known as Vishvambara, accepted a spiritual master, Ishvara Puri, who was a sannyasi. Similarly, Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Acharya also accepted a sannyasi as their spiritual master, namely Madhavendra Puri, who was a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. Similarly, another great Acharya, Sri Rasikananda, accepted Sri Shyamananda as his spiritual master, although Shyamananda was not born in a Brahmana family. So also did Ganganarayana Chakravarti accept Narottama Das Thakur as his spiritual master. In ancient days, there was even a hunter named Dharma, who became a spiritual master for many people. There are clear instructions in the Mahabharata and Srimad Bhagavatam 7.11.35 stating that a person should be accepted as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra according to his personal qualifications and not his birth. For example, if a man is born in a Brahmana family but his personal qualifications are those of a Shudra, he should be accepted as a Shudra. Similarly, if a person is born in a Shudra family but has the qualifications of a Brahmana, he should be accepted as a Brahmana. All Shastric injunctions, as well as the versions of great sages and authorities, establish that a bona fide spiritual master is not necessarily a Brahmana by caste. The only qualification is that he be conversant with the science of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That alone makes one perfectly eligible to become a spiritual master. This is the conclusion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his discussions with Ramananda Raya. In the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, it is stated that if one bona fide spiritual master is born in a Brahmana family and another qualified spiritual master is born in a Shudra family, one should accept the one who is born in a Brahmana family. This statement serves as a social compromise, but it has nothing to do with spiritual understanding. This injunction is applicable only for those who consider social status more important than spiritual status. It is not for people who are spiritually serious. A serious person would accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction that anyone conversant with the science of Kṛṣṇa must be accepted as a spiritual master, regardless of his social position. This is the instruction. There is an injunction in the Padma Purana which states that through a highly elevated, spiritually advanced devotee of the Lord may have been born in a family of dog-eaters, he can be a spiritual master. But that a highly elevated person born in a Brahmana family cannot be a spiritual master unless he is a devotee of the Lord. A person born in a Brahmana family may be conversant with all the rituals of the Vedic scriptures, but if he is not a pure devotee, he cannot be a spiritual master. In all Shastras, the chief qualification of a bona fide spiritual master is that he be conversant with the science of Kṛṣṇa. Lord Caitanya, therefore, requested Ramananda Raya to go on teaching him without hesitation, not considering Lord Chaitanya's position as a sannyasi. Thus, Lord Caitanya urged him to continue speaking on the pastimes of Radha and Kṛṣṇa. Quote, because you are asking me to speak of the pastimes of Radha and Kṛṣṇa, Ramananda Raya humbly submitted, I will obey your order. I will speak in whatever way you like. Unquote. Thus, Ramananda Raya humbly submitted himself as a puppet before Lord Caitanya, the puppet master. He only wanted to dance according to the will of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He compared his tongue to a stringed instrument, saying, quote, you are the player of that instrument. Unquote. Thus, as Lord Caitanya would play, Ramananda Raya would vibrate the sound. Ramananda Raya said that Lord Caitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all incarnations and the cause of all causes. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets, innumerable incarnations and expansions of the Supreme Lord, and innumerable universes also. And of all of these universes, all of these existences, the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa is the only source. His transcendental body is composed of eternity, bliss and knowledge, and he is known as the son of Maharaja Nanda and the inhabitant of Goloka Vrindavan. He is full with 6 opulences, all wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge and renunciation. In the Brahma Samhita 5.1, it is confirmed that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord, the Lord of all lords, and that his transcendental body is Satchit Ananda. No one is the source of Kṛṣṇa, but Kṛṣṇa is the source of everyone. He is the supreme cause of all causes and a resident of Vrindavan. He is also very attractive, just like Cupid. One can worship him by the Kama-gayatri mantra. Kama-gayatri mantra. In the Brahma Samhita, the transcendental land of Vrindavan is described as being always spiritual. That spiritual land is populated by goddesses of fortune, who are known as gopis. These are all beloved of Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa is the only lover of all those gopis. The trees of that land are all desire trees. You can have anything you want from any tree. The land is made of touchstone, and the water is nectar. In that land, all speech is song, all walking is dancing, and the constant companion is the flute. Everything is self-illuminated, just like the sun and the moon in this material world. The human form of life is meant for understanding this transcendental land of Vrindavan, and one who is fortunate should cultivate knowledge of Vrindavan and its residents. Jai. In that abode, in that supreme abode of Kṛṣṇa, are Surabhi cows, who overflood the land with milk. Since not even a moment is misused over there is no past, present, or future. An expansion of that Vrindavan is present on this earth, and superior devotees worship the earthly Vrindavan as non-different from the supreme abode. No one can appreciate Vrindavan without being highly elevated in spiritual knowledge, Krishna consciousness. According to ordinary experience, Vrindavan appears to be just like an ordinary tract of land, but in the eyes of a highly elevated devotee, it is as good as the original Vrindavan. A great saintly Acharya has sung, quote, "When will my mind be cleared of all dirty things, so I will be able to see Vrindavan as it is? And when will I be able to understand the literature left by the 6 Goswamis, so that I will be able to understand the transcendental pastimes of Radha and Kṛṣṇa?" Unquote. The loving affairs between Kṛṣṇa and the gopis in Vrindavan are also transcendental. Such affairs appear like the ordinary lusty affairs of this material world, but there is a gulf of difference between the moods of Vrindavan and those of this material world. In the material world, there may be the temporary awakening of lust, but it disappears after so-called satisfaction. In the spiritual world, the love between the gopis and Kṛṣṇa is constantly increasing. That is the difference between the love in the transcendental world and the lust in the material world. The lust, or so-called love, arising out of this body, is as temporary as the body itself. but the love arising from the eternal soul in the spiritual world is on the spiritual platform. And since the spirit soul is eternal, that love is also eternal. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa is addressed as the evergreen Cupid. Jai. Lord Kṛṣṇa is worshipped by the Gayatri mantra, and the specific mantra by which he is worshipped is called Kama-gayatri. The Vedic literature explains that the sound vibration which can elevate one from mental concoction is called Gayatri. The Kama-gayatri mantra is composed of 24.5 syllables, thus: Klim Kamadevaya vidmahe pushpabanaya dhimahi tanno nangah prachodayat. This Kama-gayatri is received from the spiritual master when the disciple is advanced in chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In other words, this Kama-gayatri mantra and samskara, or a reformation of a perfect Brahmana, are offered by the spiritual master when he sees that his disciple is advanced in spiritual knowledge. Even then, the Kama-gayatri is not uttered under certain circumstances. In any case, the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa is sufficient to elevate one to the highest spiritual platform. Okay, I think we will stop here for today, and we will continue tomorrow. The first time I was reading this book, I was so amazed that Kṛṣṇa, Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, he included he has given the Gayatri mantra, the entire verse, in this book. It's a very confidential mantra. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and awaken the eternal, transcendental, spiritual love within you towards the Supreme Lord. So we shall see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description. Please check out our website, shravanamdiaries.com. You will find the links to all the books we've read so far, the biography of His Divine Grace, and yes, we shall see you tomorrow. Hare Kṛṣṇa.